9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What day is today? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And guess what, y'all? We are celebrating today 1,000+ episodes of WWT Live, which is crazy. So we're going to be, talking things here and there about how WWT Live started. And that's WWT Live, not Women's Wrestling Talk. WWT Live is the first original programming for Women's Wrestling Talk. So I'm really stoked that it's 1,000+ episodes. Totally lost track of counting, and then I realized that's where we were last week. So here we are. So we're going to do news and reviews and all that good stuff. And I am not alone. The PR princess herself is in the building, Miss Courtney Rice.
Yay. I wish I had some confetti. I just want to put some confetti in there and balloons because it's a special day. It is Wednesday. 1,000 episodes. That's a lot to do, but so much news to share.
Very true. Yeah, I wish I had some confetti and balloons, but I'm just pressed for time. So I'm like, well, we can either do this or postpone. But let's just do. I have
it happens.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Anyways, we're here, and we are not alone. The sweetest goose is also in the building. Miss Honey's here.
What's happening, Buzz, busy bees of WWT Universe? Congrats, 1,000+. I'm so excited. That's really, really cool, and it's great to be a part of that. Happy belated, boss lady.
Yes, happy belated.
Oh, thank you. It's been crazy. I'm gonna postpone my birthday, so y'all see a message about that. We celebrate on another day because, crazy stuff. But let's get into it. What should we start off with first? I'm surprised. Thanks, Bosa, and thank you, Eric. Also, guys, for NordVPN, I know we have a couple of WW pay-per-views coming up. So definitely use our NordVPN WWT, get 77% off. And then also our super chats are open. So if you want to grace us with some stuff to support the channel after 1,000+ episodes, please do through the super chats. Let's go ahead and talk about Lola Vice and her goodbye in NXT, because I think Mare is busy today. So let's start it off like that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I do have a photo of it, but yeah, if you kind of knew, Lola Vice, she faced off in the underground against Miss Kendall Gray, and it was actually a good match between those two ladies, but Kendall Gray ended up being still the NXT Women's Champion. But after the match, it was very important because they had showed a sign of respect for each other. But then after NXT taping was done, a lot of the fans embraced Lola Vice, the fans, and then Damian Priest came out to embrace her, and she really kind of said a little bit of a goodbye. But this is kind of a little bit of her swan song before she heads into the main roster.
Have we seen something like that happen before, where it's just like it's not a surprise? It's like, okay, she's going and she's saying bye, because it's not like she's still within the brand, but like, have we seen that before? Because I don't recall. Usually like somebody just surprises you on the main roster, or but not as much of a swan song goodbye. What do you any thoughts on that?
I guess the only recent swan songs that I could think of where we knew it was imminent that they were going to be moving to the main roster was like Obafemi, or like Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. You know what I mean? I feel like it was just one of those things that when they did arrive, or when they were dominating in NXT, it was just like a given. And
Right.
it's kind of been a given for years, you know what I mean? Because since NXT, even Black and Gold days, there was superstars doing their swan songs and moving up to main roster. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, to name a few. So yeah, I mean, and I think this is a really cool show of respect. It shows how much she has grown in this roster. She's had such a unique background coming into professional wrestling, going from MMA to this, and she's continued to grow during her time in NXT, while also carrying another brand, AAA. So she's been doing her due diligence and paid her due. So it's about time. And from what I'm hearing, and things are buzzing around Lola Vice now as far as what's next. But from what I'm hearing is that it is imminent that she comes to Friday nights, and I would totally love that for my Friday night watch alongs.
It would make sense for her to be on Fridays because, we obviously know who's also there on SmackDown, but also because she would definitely add a little bit of a factor in there. And it's a sign of growth because she's grown since she's been in NXT. Obviously, of course, I mean, when I first went to WWT live, apparently that was when Sade was trying to do a campaign of Lola trying to be NXT Women's Champion. But that was when Roxanne was still champion, even when she was feuding with Jada Parker for a bit. But
My
finally,
goodness.
she had her moment being NXT Women's Champion and just seeing everything. And also, Kendall Gray gave Lola Vice her first loss in the underground, which is kind of a rarity. You do not see that.
Yeah, I was hoping that they wouldn't do that to her, but I understand. I know Sed's not going to be happy about it, but it was kind of inevitable. Oop,
Do
boss
you
lady.
guys? How do you
Yeah.
guys like Lola's her time in NXT? Because it felt like there was like lots of ups and downs. They were trying to figure out what to do with her, and then we wanted her to be champion, and didn't happen. And so, how do you like what NXT did with Lola Vice as far as her career through NXT?
I like that they added her on AAA. I kind of did like they added in that factor, especially when she was still in NXT, and especially with the fact that's another place that she can grow and she can learn. I mean, obviously, of course, she teamed up with Mr. Iguana to be the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, so she was able to enjoy that, but also really kind of learning how to be comfortable. Also, when she was fighting for the NXT Women's Championship against JC Jane, and they did that little promo of her growing her up, being a Latina, a babe, being growing up there in Miami and everything else, like she showing her story, that was very transitional, especially right before that. And also with the fact too, I would not be shocked if she still did AAA appearances even when she went into the SmackDown roster, because we've seen
Yeah.
a lot of AAA stars come to SmackDown, like Ray Phoenix. He's the reigning AAA, I want to say light heavyweight champion. Boza, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but Ray Phoenix has been defending the belt. I could see Lola Vice trying to really make some waves in there, especially with the fact Mr. Rey Mysterio met with a certain tribal chief on Monday, and he's the general manager of AAA.
Um. Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah, we're gonna see what what they're gonna put her on Raw or SmackDown. But yeah, it's gonna. I'm curious. I think I'm just kind of PTSD. I'm just fearful because when everybody comes to the main roster, it's
Mm-hmm.
like either like I think it's not funny, but it's funny. Like the best comparison is Carmelo and Trick. Two different. Both came to main roster. Two different.
Two different
Yeah.
paths.
Two different
Yeah.
results as far as like the fruits of them moving up. Carmelo was actually the first round draft pick,
Yep.
and yeah. So I totally get what you mean there. But I think Lola's gonna be fine because the women's division does really well. So I think she's gonna be fine as well. I'm looking forward to just seeing what's gonna happen in her career next and where this journey takes us. It's whatever the goodbye leads to. I just wish her the best. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be awesome for her either way.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
It's so low key feels like a Monday. All right, so let's talk about AEW Dynamite because I'm like, is it AEW Dynamite? Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
AEW
It's
Dynamite and what's going on there.
Mm,
Well, I mean, it's Wednesday. You get to hang out with me for Timeless Elite Wednesday because we're going to Mexico City. We have a special Grand Slam happening tonight at the top of the hour on TBS, simulcast on Max. We are pretty much on the road to All In Wembley Stadium. That's it. We're pretty much full speed ahead. After what happened collision in last week, Mark Davis has a score to settle with Will Ospreay before Will Ospreay has to take on Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight title. They're going to settle it in a Mexico City street fight. Everybody from the Don Callis family is banned, but there's going to be a lot of shenanigans happening outside
Always
the ring.
shenanigans.
So always shenanigans, but these two are really going to go at it and settle it once and for all. We're also going to have the AEW World Trios Championships. The new champions, the Demand, Gates of Agony, Ricochet, taking on the unlikely trio of Hangman Adam Page and Brodino. As you know, Hangman Adam Page can compete for the AEW World title, but that doesn't mean he cannot compete for other titles around the land of AEW. So very curious on what this unlikely duo have, and sure it's going to be a banger of a match. We're also going to have Kyle Fletcher taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. After Speedball Mike Bailey won his opportunity at AEW Redemption, he is cashing in his opportunity tonight in Mexico, and these two guys are going to meet. They both have 1 win apiece from each other, so you can tell there's going to be a lot of bloodbath, and Speedball Mike Bailey told Kyle he has to do it on his own. No Don Callis family, but we know what's going to happen there. And we're also going to have a trios match. This is actually challenged on Collision this past weekend. The Jet Kevin Knight put out a challenge to anybody to challenge members of the Don Callis family. And who do we got? We have the unlikely trio of Darby Allin, Mystico, and Chris Jericho all on the same team taking on members of the Don Callis family. My, oh my, this is going to be an interesting, fun match. And I always love to see Mystico there. And I cannot forget about the ladies because we're going to have the reigning and defending CMLL Women's World Champion Persephone taking on Chris Statlander one-on-one. You may recall Persephone screwed Chris Statlander over the survival of the fittest for the TBS Championship. So these two ladies are going to duke it out as well. And I can't forget about this other ladies match. Willow Nightingale teaming up with my gals, the Brawling Birds. They will be taking on Mercedes Moné and Divine Dominion because all 6 of these ladies have a lot of bad blood in them. And also be on the lookout for Athena because Athena still has a score to settle with the Brawling Birds as well. And we're also going to have Edge and Christian teaming up with the Young Bucks, taking on all members of the Death Riders right before their tag team match All In. They're going to be taking on the Death Riders, which is going to be very interesting. So, as I would say with Christian, I don't trust the Young Bucks one bit. So they have to be on their toes on that, but it'll be a good trios match. And also, we are going to have the number 1 spot for the Casino Gauntlet at All In Wembley Stadium. Pretty much, we're going to have Andrade taking on Commander, taking on Tommaso Ciampa in a triple threat match. And the winner is going to be the number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet at All In Wembley Stadium. All this and more happening at the top of the hour at 8 on TBS for AEW Dynamite. And is there a match or a segment in particular that you ladies are interested in seeing from Mexico City?
Definitely Persephone. Who is she having the match with?
Chris Statlander.
Yeah, Statlander.
I was literally just going to say the same thing because I like that there's history there, and I like that they're capitalizing on a storyline. So, take me on a journey.
Take you on a journey. Well, outside of my ladies, the Brawling Birds, because I got business to take care of, I'm happy to see Persephone because she has been on fire these last couple of weeks. I love seeing Persephone on TV and love that she's getting an opportunity as well. I'm also looking forward to seeing this triple threat match in particular because I gotta show love to Commander. Commander's been showing up the last couple weeks. He's been putting on some banger matches and just doing it. He had a match with Jon Moxley, and he's been showing up on the main stage against the Death Riders, the Don Callis family. So it's really awesome to see, along with him and Andrade. And I'm pretty sure Ciampa's gonna get a reaction, but I'm pretty sure Andrade is gonna be a ladies' man tonight in Mexico City. So I'm pretty sure and I love that he capitalized on how it just capitalized it so well. But like I said, Edge and Christian, you got to watch out for those Young Bucks. You cannot trust them one bit, as Christian said last week.
Those young fudgers.
Definitely, for sure. And also, let's get into TNA.
So hold on, just to get right before we have the big news. So we do have a little bit of TNA happening tomorrow. Yours truly will be doing a watch along. That it was in Philadelphia. It's a tape episode. I'm not giving you any spoilers because you're just gonna have to. We're gonna watch it together tomorrow at 9 p.m. on AMC. We are continuing the Knockouts TV tournament. We have Heather by Elegance taking on Mara Sade, which is interesting because we'll talk about TNA, the other news in
Right.
TNA shortly. But these two ladies are going to go at it, continuing in the tournament, and we'll see who is one step closer for the Knockouts TV tournament. We're also going to have, after the whole commotion with the system last week, Leon Slater, Ricky Sosa, Casey Navarro is going to take on the systems, Brian Myers one-on-one. You can expect a lot of shenanigans from the system because pretty much they're terrorizing almost half of the roster in TNA, pretty much. We're also going to have AJ Francis take on the hometown man, I guess, because he's trying to pay for Expression's medical bills. He will be taking on the hometown man, and you could expect the hometown man to wear Philadelphia apparel tomorrow. We're also going to have, hold on, let me see. Oh, and we're also going to hear from the Righteous after being defeated by the Hardy Compound, actually losing in the Hardy Compound. We're going to hear from the Righteous and just seeing what's next for them because they lost to the GOATs of tag team wrestling. So we're going to see what's next for them with the Righteous and hear what they have to say. Also, we're going to have Big Brother Matt take on Baby Brother Ryan Nemeth one-on-one. If you saw what happened last week with the interaction between the Hardys and the Nemeths, you kind of know what it is. So get to see Big Brother Matt take on Baby Brother Nemeth, and I can guarantee you Big Brother Nick will be at ringside along with Matt's little brother Jeff. And also, there will be a contract signing between Nick Nemeth and Jeff Hardy, possibly for the AEW World title. So that will be happening soon. And also, I cannot forget the knockouts in this one. Zaya Brookside, the reigning TNA Knockouts World Champion, will be taking on NXT's Wendy Chu. These ladies will be going at it one-on-one. Obviously, of course, Zaya Brookside also has to deal with Atlanta Black as well because she has been lurking backstage. But all this and more is happening on TNA tomorrow at the top of the hour on AMC. And is there a match, a segment, or anything in particular that gets you excited for TNA?
I mean, 'cause then Mara Sade, she's out, right? She's like out.
That's I was like, I was gonna say, well, that's what I'm interested in seeing, but I kind of think I know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but
Which
anything
is
with Jeff Hardy,
crazy.
I'm good with that. Anything with Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
both the Hardys and actually both the Nemes that's good too. Yeah.
Them Nemeth boys are
Those.
entertaining.
if
Yeah.
you saw what
Yeah.
happened last week, if you saw what happened last week live, it was pretty funny because one of the stars from The Walking Dead, apparently Ryan was trying to flirt with her and she slapped him in the face. Actually, she threw water at him.
A star from Walking Dead.
Yeah, one of the stars from The Walking Dead.
Oh,
Like
And I
the
think it was
current
like a
one or the
spinoff.
old school one.
oh, it must be
Oh.
one of the recent ones. I was thinking,
Yeah,
like,
it might be one of the recent
I was
ones.
thinking OG Walking Dead. Like, there's different Walking
No.
Deads.
Yeah, they
I'm
have a
not. I'm
spinoff.
not with this current wave of. The
Yeah,
Walking Dead.
they're doing
I'm
a
I didn't even know
spinoff
there
of
was
it.
a current wave.
But anything with the Hardys, I'm excited for. And also, I'm excited to see Zaya Brookside get pushed a little bit more and show that she can lead the division. You just got to give her the keys and run.
For sure. Give us we're still on TNA, so give us the breaking news for TNA.
So, this actually happened earlier today, courtesy of our friend Denise, because Denise was the one that broke the news. Shout out to Gabby Forza, because she is officially a TNA knockout. If you're not familiar who Gabby Forza is, you guys are in for a treat. She has been making waves in the independent scene for the last 2 to 3 years, and she has been killing it. She's the second female to graduate from Creative Pro Wrestling in Long Island, New York. after Chris Statlander. That is run by Brian Myers, who is part of the system. And he has so many graduates come from that school, from Chris Statlander, MJF, Max Caster, Bryce Donovan. So many other people have came through that school, and I'm very happy to see Gabby. She is a power lifter, if you guys do not know. And I had the pleasure of doing commentary when she was wrestling in ISPW for the first three Power Wrestling shows, and she has been phenomenal. And I saw her at Deanna's show as well. So I am so happy to see Gabby Forza finally live the dream and being the newest TNA knockout. And I am so excited to hear her do wonderful things there.
It's kind of little thoughts, honey, before I say my thoughts.
I know.
I'm I'm just looking at like accolades and stats of hers and stuff like that. I have heard her name buzzing over the last couple of years, no pun intended, but the girl could lift a total of 1,008 pounds. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
452-pound deadlift.
Yep.
That's wild. I'm impressed.
It is. It's
I,
very
I
wild.
could never. I could never.
So the question I have is like the logistics of it. Obviously, we lost Mara Sade, but they signed it. And I'm happy for Gabby, so it's not that, but it's just kind of like I just want to like it. I don't know. I'm just always so curious. Is like, okay, how does one person leave, and we don't know why she left and all this other stuff, but then like somebody else gets signed, and
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Right.
It's one of those. It's one of those little mysteries because, as you said, with Mara, and then of course we didn't even talk about Jody because Jody requested to be released from TNA courtesy of PW Insider. It's very interesting because I feel like we've seen this circle many times with TNA because obviously with Tessa, she left, Steve Macklin got released, and I just think it kind of made me think of like what happened with Masha. It just kind of felt like there was so much. Where do we go from here? And also with the fact too, as I mentioned, with Tessa leaving, that kind of leaves a little bit of a blunder for the knockouts because then it's like, well, how many knockouts are still there? And also, TK, you kind of know this with the money part. The money part, that's always a huge issue because we know the last few years TNA has not signed long-term deals. It's always been short-term deals. So I don't know what's going on with the money or anything, or I don't know if they're having internal stuff with the anthem. I have no clue what to expect from there. But I'm always happy for Gabby. I'm happy it's exciting, but it's always very curious on how are we doing this? Because you see people go, but then you see some people resigning. Because we saw Daria Ray resign, we saw Rich Swann sign, we saw AJ Francis resign. So it's like one of those little things. Like, okay,
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like it's one of those things where you have to just say we'll see what happens because
Right.
nobody really knows for sure. We always say it here every time, every show when something like this happens. Like, gosh, can we just be a fly on the wall just to know exactly how this came about? But maybe sometimes it might be nothing. We might be looking into it. Maybe we might be looking too much into it. Maybe it's just something that where these superstars have agreed to part ways, or there's things that there's goals that they want to reach. Differences creatively. It could literally be a number of things because we know TNA has been going on a roller coaster for a while with signings and people going in and out and everything like that. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
It's
I think
I don't know.
yes, but then also there's only so much TV in town. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember what show it was on, but it's just kind of like I think I said I don't think any wrestler trains and starts wrestling and doesn't see themselves as a champion, right? It's just the same equivalent of any like athlete, but eventually how things shake out, like only one could be like a Roman Reigns versus everybody else, and then the tiers of everything, and then people stuck in catering. So I'm just kind of then you also have just the option of TV versus like the indies, which is great, but it's not television. So it's just kind of like I'm just so curious as far as like the backstage politics of everything. For somebody to request for you So like consider you're working a 9 to 5 job we'll just talk about in this era right now. For you to just say, I'm good, I'm gonna walk away with no like guarantee of moving to another job. The one time I did that, I literally left one job and hopped in the next one 2 weeks later. So when
Yeah.
when I left that job, I was like,
Mhm.
whatever. But it's different when there's an unknown. So
Mhm.
for somebody to leave and say or request like I gotta go, I don't know. That speaks volumes to me. That just, I mean, I don't know. That just,
It's
yeah,
not the first time it's
It's
happened.
I think it's
right.
one of those. I think it's one of those know your
Mhm.
worth kind of things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Let's hop into AEW, the Continental Challenge.
Yeah, so this actually happened over the weekend because John Moxley put out the challenge and he wants to the best of the best and he's calling it out forward leading up to All in Wembley Stadium. But this is pretty much just how the rules are going to work. And they actually talked about this on socials as well, which obviously, of course, they kind of apply to Continental rules where you obviously cannot have any outside interference. That is obviously rule number one in the Continental, as it was in the Continental Classic. Also, with the fact, hold on, because I have, I know I have, I know I have a slide a little bit bigger. But obviously, of course, this is pretty much the rule. So pretty much no outside interference and no time limits. 16 wrestlers compete in 8 blind draw matches. The 8 winners then compete in 4 blind draw matches. The 4 winners move on to the semifinals, which will be in Glasgow, Scotland on August 26th. And the cup final takes place at All In Wembley Stadium, and the winner of the final will receive the Continental Cup and will be the new AEW Continental Champion. And as you kind of see in the next slide, these are already the confirmed participants that they did on social. Obviously, of course, John Moxley, he's the reigning Continental Champion. You have Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, Nigel McGuinness, Kashiori Shibata, David Finlay, Ace Austin, Jay White, Matt Seidel, Jungle Jack Perry, Jake Doyle, Brian Cage, Hechicero, Claudio Castagnoli, and Eddie Kingston.
Wow.
And they already announced some of the matches on socials, which will start on Collision this weekend. I know next week they did announce the matches. One of the matches they did announce was Jack Perry taking on John Moxley, and also there will be more matches to come. But this is actually an interesting one, and especially with the fact with John being champion, it just got a whole lot of interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be like almost world travel and, well, not world travel, like traveling or world wrestling kind of. And also how this is gonna play out. Like, so do you have your bets on a certain winner?
I would pick Orange Cassidy, but I'm not because I'm actually going on a side pick. I'm picking Nigel McGuinness because you know what? Nigel has a beef with the Death Riders that a lot of people don't know. And Daniel Garcia called him a parasite on an episode of Collision. So you know Nigel wants some of his look back. And it's really funny because it's right before he has a title opportunity at Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor because he's taking on Lee Moriarty for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. So I'm gonna pick Nigel out of the blue. I would love to see Nigel get his lick back against John Moxley. I'm sure there's many other people that have issues with John Moxley. Obviously, of course, I would like to see Eddie Kingston interact with John Moxley because we haven't seen that since Eddie's come back.
Honey?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Mox is like the obvious choice. I feel like Moxley in this case has to be the guy to beat in order to get to the world, to the whatever the wrestling cup, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's like it's basically, I guess they're making their wrestling World Cup instead of FIFA World Cup. But and if there's anybody that I think that could win, it would definitely have to be your boy Eddie Kingston. And he's been gone for some time. He just got back. What way to make a big splash than to come right in and swoop right in and just take the first ever cup.
I like it. Let's get to Dory Funk.
Yeah, this was actually a little bit of a blow that happened. So, wrestling fans and everybody around the world know who Dory Funk Jr. is. Unfortunately, he did pass, I believe, I think it was probably Monday. He probably passed. He probably did pass on Monday. No, it was actually
No, it was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Correct me. Yeah,
Yesterday.
yesterday. I was like, wait. But Dory
Wednesday. I
Funk
remember
Jr.
seeing it yesterday.
Yeah. And pretty much he was the last surviving member of the famed Funk wrestling family, which included his dad, Dory Funk Sr., along with his brother, Terry Funk, who we all know. Unfortunately, he did pass away. He was an influential wrestling trainer and trained almost everybody, had his own wrestling school. And pretty much he died at the age of 85 in hospital care in Florida with his wife, Marty. And pretty much he died, and pretty much Terry Funk died in 2023 at age of 79. And but pretty much Dory Funk Jr. has been a true force in wrestling. He spent 1,563 days from 1969 to 1973 as its champion for NWA, which is the second longest unbroken reign, and he was inducted in the NWA Hall of Fame in 2006. Obviously, NWA has called Funk a true legend whose contributions to professional wrestling are still felt and celebrated to this day. And obviously, as I mentioned, Dory Funk and his wife Marty built Funkin' Conservatory training future WWE stars such as Kurt Angle, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, Mark Henry, Mickey James. So many other people have trained him. And also with the fact too, we have seen many wrestling promotions such as WWE, AEW, TNA, even in the independent scene, send their condolences, along with Ric Flair and many people in the wrestling industry who have interacted with Dory Funk Jr. But here at Women's Wrestling Talk, want to send his condolences to his friends, loved ones, and family in this time of need.
Yeah, for sure. What a legend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been all around the world from New Japan, with the NWA and WWE, Georgia Championship Wrestling. He's in the International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling as well. I think also he has a number of students under his belt, which we all know a lot of these names: Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Hardy, Matt
Mm-hmm.
Hardy, Christian, Edge, Lita, Kurt Angle, Mansoor, Mickey James, to name a few, and even Ted DiBiase and rest in peace Test, like a few of those names. So it just goes to show you the wide range, because a lot of those names are still kicking or Hall of Famers or have been remembered in some way, shape, or form in the wrestling business or are still going. So shout outs to Dory Funk Jr. for the impact he's left on professional wrestling, and sending love to his family and his friends.
For sure. Yeah, it's so great when I think the feeling is when you could train so many people and then see, where they've gone, you see them on television and stuff like that. I feel like that would have been just the best feeling. Hey Jeffrey,
Hmm.
um
Yeah, the
let's get
impact we
into
lose.
the right. Let's get into the Royal Rumble.
Oh, this was a doozy yesterday. This was announced yesterday all over. So, courtesy, because Dana White made the announcement of it. The Royal Rumble, UFC, and PBR World Finals are coming to Arizona. This was actually announced. WWE did a press release along with the Sports Business Journal. They will take place in Glendale at Desert Diamond Arena and State Farm Stadium, marking the first confirmed event under the organization's multi-year partnership announced this past May. The 7 event agreement spans 3 years and marks TKO's first ever agreement with a state level organization spanning UFC, WWE, PBR, and Zuffa Boxing, bringing several of TKO's most high profile live sports and entertainment properties to one of country's leading major event destinations. Obviously, of course, we know it will post the Royal Rumble in 2027. So pretty much they did get the upcoming one. It will take place in February 2027, marking the first time the WWE will be held at State Farm Stadium. This will be Arizona's third time hosting Royal Rumble following the previous years in 2019 and 2013. Obviously, of course, we know what the Royal Rumble is going to be like, where they'll hold a 30-man and 30-woman Royal Rumble matches, with the winner each receiving a championship match opportunity at WrestleMania 43 and ahead of the general ticket on sale date, which will be announced in the coming months. Fans can register now to receive an exclusive pre-sale offer by visiting WWE's website, but there is more information coming. But this is just a little breaking news to kick off 2027.
I'm surprised
Is
they
it gonna
didn't
be in
debut it on like
January or
the AEW
February?
app.
February.
No.
I'm surprised they didn't. I have it go through the AEW, not the AEW app, the WWE Club app.
Yeah, I know,
So we can
that's
get like all the
weird.
details.
I guess
'Cause-
because of the partnership with UFC.
And
Like I
also, I
don't. I
think
don't
there
know.
was a conference yesterday because Sports Business Journal posted it because apparently Dana White made the announcement,
I
which
guess.
was very interesting.
I guess. But
Okay.
I will say the one interesting thing I want to see as a result of all this is how all these events complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds like it's going to be like a fanatics, but with wrestling in it, like wrestling matches and fights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see.
We shall
February, huh?
see.
Hmm.
Um, let's end with some congratulation news.
Yes,
I was
please.
actually surprised. I didn't know she was it was that time, but yeah.
Girl, you haven't seen her like put her posts and everything. Like
I've seen
she was getting bigger and bigger every
yeah,
video she posted.
I
I'm
saw
like,
the
Bianca, oh
post.
my God. Like she's about to go any day.
I saw the
Ugh,
post, but it's just like damn, maybe here.
so cute. Love it.
Congratulations to the EST because now she can add mother to her title because her and
Mother.
Montez formed welcome a beautiful baby called Romeo Leonardo Allen Crawford is the name.
Love it. So cute. So cute. Her
I
little
love it.
baby
I love
feet when
it.
she posted. I was like, oh my God.
It's really cute.
I know they are absolutely smitten, and Montez is in parental bliss with his baby boy. Like I love to see it for them.
Honey, you're on mute.
My bad, I hit my button. Girl, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy motherhood. You are now the motherest of all mothers. You know, just add EST to mother.
Nice. I saw what you
There's
did
nothing
there.
this woman can't do, huh?
I saw what you did there. But congratulations to her. She's a mom. Like, she honestly, there's no rush for her. Just enjoy. Enjoy motherhood. Enjoy everything else. Montez, I'll give you a pass because I know we haven't seen the Street Profits in a while, but I'll give you and Angelo a pass.
Mm.
So you guys will be ready hopefully soon.
She's like, I'll give you a
You're
pass,
gonna give
but
them a pass. That's funny.
she said, I'll give you a pass. You had a baby, but make sure you
I
get your
mean,
ass
you
back
doing
here.
something. You're doing a little something.
Yes, it's like, just
Give him a pass. Oh, I just gave birth to my son. No big deal.
Yeah, just one, just this one, one thing. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I just kind of want to celebrate the thousand episodes. So, any memorable moments that you guys want to share with WWT Live?
You go, Courtney.
why do I have to go?
Or you
Oh
don't
my
have
god.
to, but I have a few in my brain. But go ahead. If
I
you have
think
one,
there's
then
many a few. I mean, when we did the Shield debate, that was pretty interesting. That was an interesting debate
that was
with
a
the
gem.
Shield. That was a gem. And then I would probably say I might have crashed out a bit when Tony Storm got attacked during the Queen of the Ring movie premiere because that was really hard to do because I still have that clip and I remember it to this day.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. Wait, she got attacked at both movie premieres, was it?
At both of them,
It
I
wa-
think.
it was L.A. I know she was hacked in L.A.
Oh
Okay,
no,
I
LA,
didn't know
no,
if it was
no.
in New York too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she was in New York, just in
No, she wasn't
L.A.
even in New York. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because
It
I was
was
like, wait a
L.A.
minute.
That was a crash out moment.
Um, memorable moments. I know it's been a while since I've done it, but I've I've I appreciate WWT for allowing me to be myself and bring my many chaotic cosplays to the forefront. I had a few of those over the years. I haven't brought one out this year. I'm a little overdue. Um, oh, I know a memorable moment that probably won't be memorable for some because it was the election that never happened with the mayor
Oh
and the councilman.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That
there's
was
so many things that
That
never
was when I
happened.
first started.
I'm still holding a grudge. I have a vendetta because it was something I was really looking forward to seeing.
That
The
was
antics, the drama, the suits, the debates. But yeah, I mean, and also meeting you guys. I think that's probably the most memorable thing. Being able to still be here with y'all and continue to grow this platform with you guys. I think it's just awesome. I finally found my tribe.
yes.
There it is. Did you say yours, Courtney?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
say mine, but
Her crash outs.
it was just there was many crashes that I had because I was just like, okay, this is kind of getting way out of hand. Because I remember when I first started, Jeffrey was like, "Courtney, you're too quiet," and I was like, "Shh." I usually
She
wait till stuff happens.
she had
You
to
can't
simmer.
let
She
me.
had to simmer.
I have to let it simmer first. I can't just like spew it out right away.
Courtney, I will say though, I understand why you say that Shield debate was interesting, and it was only interesting because of you. You know
Oh
that,
god.
right? It was only interesting because of the half point scorage,
That's hot.
that was taking place.
You're not gonna let that go. I'm like, oh man. I don't think
It's
many
good
people are gonna
stuff.
let that go.
It's good stuff. I'll watch that again.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, for you guys who are not familiar with the back end of YouTube, especially when you have we have a ridiculous amount of content. And I thought to myself, because the number count was 700, and then I forgot what was it? I think it was. Is it SummerSlam? Was it SummerSlam? I think it was SummerSlam that as I was watching, because I'm a multitasker for those who know, I then started literally starting in day one when we restarted the channel in 2020, and I literally went episode by episode and started categorizing, and then it slowly went from 800 to 9,000, and I was like, oh, we're at 1,000. So it's really interesting to see just how far we've come. I think the news show when we first started, it was, if you guys are familiar with Sarah the Rebel, it was, I think we were going like once a week.
Mm,
And that wasn't even WWT Live, that was just wrestling news.
right.
So it's interesting just to see how it's kind of started and so many iterations of it. And, originally when the WWT Live started, it was 4 days a week, Monday through Thursdays. So now it's 3 days a week, and we've been kind of solidly holding that. But yeah, it's so crazy. Just the moments. Shout out to our producer from the future, Dylan,
Oh
for
yeah.
highlighting a lot of those
Mhm.
moments. Because man, look, it's
Dylan.
it's a lot of work.
Yes. Producer from
Um,
the future.
yeah, and definitely our information officer for keeping us on with the facts and everything like that. So yeah, without everybody in the WWT family like keeping this going, because I know sometimes when you think of podcasting, you're just kind of like if you get just two people watching, but it's just not about that. I just really love the fact that it's growing, and so many people from the AfterBuzz world that has jumped over to here, etc. So yeah, it's just it's kind of cool to celebrate. It's not necessarily the celebrated celebration I wanted, but with so much short notice and also flying out in like less than 12 hours. It's just like well, we just gonna just talk about it, and we'll celebrate when we get to 1,500.
That's
Um,
right. I know
so
that's
yeah,
right.
I
Yes.
definitely want to thank all the hosts, all the former hosts, all the current hosts, definitely everybody who has been uh hilarious. It's so
That's
crazy
funny.
too when you look at like some of the stuff in particular for myself, because I've been in different locations. I think I've been in 3 different locations since WWT Live has started, and so I see the background. I know which house that was and all this other stuff. So it's really kind of cool. You have that, the documentation of stuff, different hairstyles, all that crazy stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and thank you. Yes, definitely to Jeffrey and Eric, and some people who are just there, special nobodies. People are just like there. You guys are as much a part of the show as we are. So definitely thankful for all of that. And yeah, it's just kind of mind blowing that we're at 1,000 or 1,000 just WWT episodes. and we're at 400 plus interviews, which is just really insane to think about. So yeah, and just everybody, seeing everybody kind of blossom and do things. I remember when Honey started. I remember when Courtney you started. You guys were just so like timid,
I was,
and
I
now
used to be
y'all
nervous. I used to be
doing things.
nervous as hell, stuttering on my words. And I'm just like, I hope I'm doing a good job. I don't
I
want to,
was.
don't want to cause the, I don't want to burn things
It
to the
was
ground.
so. It was so nervous.
It was nerve
You
wracking
would
at
think
first.
working in PR would be easy, but if it's a
I
you, but if it's like for me, if I'm doing it for myself, it's like, oh crap, I have to really do
en-
this.
engage like and talk. But you know what's
I
so
have
funny?
like, I have to do this. I have to
I
really like.
remember I literally remember the first time that I was on with TK. What was it about? It was when we were trying to do like a review show for NXT and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. And we were doing something and TK had to get off and I was there by myself. She kept typing to me, just keep going. You got it. Keep going. If it wasn't for moments like that, I probably wouldn't know what to do, but thankfully, TK and even everybody here has been so welcoming and easygoing with it that they're like, girl, just be yourself, and it figuring that out made it easier for me. So shout outs to y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's wrestling, but it's also just wrestling. We're not
Yeah.
we might be
Yes.
saving lives here with the entertainment
Yes.
part, but we're not stitching anybody up. So,
No.
it's
No.
we appreciate, we're not
Not
yeah, I'm not
saving
gonna say
lives, but we're entertaining lives. I'll take that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm definitely thankful to all you guys. And yes, it is a pleasure seeing like, the starting, and then now people are blossoming. I mean, even Keish yesterday doing her first watch along with WWE, like seeing that stuff, and then seeing how people do the back end of StreamYard and all these little nuances that to me is just second nature. I'm really just like proud of you guys, and just kind of just do your thing, and to be able to be stuck on an island for a month, and have Women's Wrestling Talk not burn down. That's great as well, because that's what
Yeah.
happened to me early at the beginning of the year. So it's stuck
The
the
hardest,
never
I think the hardest part,
thing.
I think the hardest part for me was when you had to be on vacation early this year and I had to take the keys and I was like, oh crap, I guess
Yeah, that's
I
when I
have
was
to.
stuck
So it
on the
was like,
island.
We all been there.
we're
We all
stuck on
been
the
there. We all had
island.
that moment.
I didn't know
We
when
all,
I was coming back. It
It's
was
the it's
so.
that it's that sink or swim moment. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're like, listen, for me at least, what I told myself in moments like that was, I'm either gonna sink or I'm gonna swim. But this is easy because I know the stuff that I'm talking about, and also because it's easier when you have somebody who trusts you.
yes,
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And there's
yes,
there's no there's no way you can get through something like that without trusting the people that you're working with, that are your colleagues and doing this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So I'm definitely proud of you guys. Like I said, everybody else as well, and we're just gonna keep on growing. It's kind of crazy. I think we'll do something. I think next year is gonna be like our 8 or 9 year anniversary, so we'll do something for that.
Here's to a
ooh,
Um,
thousand. Here's to 100,000 more episodes, y'all.
oh my
yes.
gosh, that's will we still all be alive? I don't know the way this world's going. All right. So, with that being said, like I said, I want to definitely thank everybody who is watching, even the people that you can't make the live show and you watch it post show, because I see the numbers go up after we're finished too, and that's kind of crazy. So thank you everybody who watches after the fact as well. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on going, keep on growing. A lot of things are happening. And with that being said, Honey, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me buzzing around every now and then on WWT, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can find me on All Things Wrestling with Honey. Thursdays, Kayfabe Podcast. Saturdays, The Faction. And Wrestling with Honey podcast episodes are in the works, y'all. Getting some guests rounded up. Really excited for it. Can't wait for it to start buzzing. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, and Courtney.
Well, they can find me top of the hour because we are in Mexico City for AEW Dynamite. We are on the road to All In Wembley Stadium. So you get to hang with me for 2.5 hours and get ready because it's a lot of action. And that crowd, there's a lot of energy in that crowd. So you get to hang with
Mm-hmm.
me. You also get to hang with me tomorrow because even though there's kayfabe tomorrow, there's also TNA happening tomorrow because we do have coverage of the TNA Knockouts TV tournament. They're on the road to lockdown, so they're getting ready for their big pay-per-view at the end of this month. But you can also find me on my socials on at CourtneyNJ11 because I do have some content happening. TBD, I do have interviews that I'll be putting up from NWA, from Giselle Shaw and Tiffany Nieves. They were so fun. I just have to do final. Yes, she is the princess. But they were so fun in the interviews. I just have to make sure because I'm catching up to speed. But I am going to be dabbling with editing and hopefully get up by the end of this week. They were very nice enough as well. But also just juking and jiving. Check out from TNA last week. It was so fun being there last week on TNA. So shout out to the rest of TNA, rest of NWA, for everybody else joining us. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on moving because I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, but we're just continuing the work.
There it
Doing
is.
Lord's work.
That part. So you guys can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. If you want to see my travels to Guyana, which is gonna be happening tomorrow, which is heaven
Okay.
help me. You can check all that out as well, and then make sure you definitely check out WWT on our social media. Definitely check out our website, www.talkpod.com. So many articles dropping, a couple of editorials as well that we're working on. So many of that stuff too. And also we've added 2 new programs. It's not the Monday Night Mayor is back for you guys who have been asking. Also Tuesdays, Keisha's going to be doing NXT, and we also have some original program that's going to be happening in a couple weeks. And also our interview series is going to starting back up every Tuesday. We're dropping an interview, so a lot of different things are going to be happening going into this last quarter. So definitely keep it locked. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Chopping down.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.